Okay, you know the drill. You're in the dentist's chair, they drape that heavy apron over you, aim a little machine at your face, and tell you to bite down. There's a quick beep, and it's over. But in that instant, you've just given your dentist a kind of superpower, the ability to see right inside your teeth and jaw. And honestly, those images are crucial for keeping you healthy. And what they see is a whole hidden world. I mean, these images, called radiographs, are one of the most powerful tools a dentist has. They can spot things the naked eye would never find, like a wisdom tooth coming in sideways, a hidden cyst, or a tiny cavity starting between your teeth. They catch this stuff early, way before it ever starts to hurt.
But let's get to the question that's probably on your mind. We all know X-rays use radiation, and let's be real, that word alone can sound a bit intimidating. So it's totally normal to wonder, is this actually safe? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
So, first things first, to really get a handle on the safety, we need to understand what this thing even is. So, let's take a quick look at this invisible diagnostic tool.
Dental X-rays use something called ionizing radiation. Now, the way it makes that picture is actually pretty clever. A very focused, very precise beam of energy passes through your cheek. It zips right through the soft tissues, like your gums, but it gets stopped or absorbed by the dense stuff, your teeth and your bones. The sensor on the other side just captures that pattern, and boom, you've got an X-ray image.
Right, so here's the most important thing to remember. While any radiation has some theoretical risk, it is all about perspective. The amount, or the dose, you get from a dental X-ray is incredibly small. Let's really try to put that into context.
And this chart just says it all. We measure radiation dose in something called microsieverts. So that little X-ray for a single tooth, we're talking about 1 to 8 microsieverts. The big panoramic one that spins around your head, maybe up to 30. Now, look all the way over to the right. A medical CT scan of the head can be 2,000 microsieverts. It's not even a fair comparison. Dental X-rays are in a completely different, much lower league.
And to give you even more perspective, regulators have set a safety limit for the general public from all man-made sources at 1 millisievert a year. That's 1,000 microsieverts. So even a full set of dental X-rays uses up just a tiny little piece of that yearly safety budget. You honestly get more radiation just from walking around on planet Earth for a few days. Now, this super low risk is not an accident, not at all. It's the result of a very deliberate safety system that's built on 3 core principles. You can think of them as the 3 golden rules for radiation protection.
Rule number 1 is justification. It's simple. Your dentist has to have a good clinical reason to take an X-ray. It's never done just because. After they've had a look in your mouth, they have to decide that the information they'll get from the image is going to provide a real benefit to your health that far outweighs any tiny risk.
The second rule is a great acronym, ALARA. It stands for as low as reasonably achievable. And this is basically a promise. It means that every single step of the process is designed to use the absolute minimum dose of radiation needed to get a good, clear picture and not one bit more.
And the third rule, dose limitation. This connects right back to those annual safety limits. There are strict caps on exposure for you, the public, and even stricter ones for the dental team who works with this equipment all day long. This makes sure that over an entire career, their exposures stay well within the safe zone.
Okay, so those are the principles. Now let's see how they actually play out in the real world. What are the practical, everyday things your dental team does to put those golden rules into action? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is the technology itself. Most dental offices today use modern digital sensors instead of old-school film, and the difference is incredible. These digital sensors are so much more sensitive that they can get a perfect image with up to 50% less radiation than film. That is a massive win for patient safety.
Next up, the beam itself. The X-ray machine doesn't just spray energy everywhere. Inside is a lead-lined tube called a collimator, and its only job is to shape and narrow that beam so it's only as big as the little sensor in your mouth. Think of it like a spotlight instead of a floodlight. It makes sure only the target gets exposed.
And before that beam even gets to you, it gets cleaned up. There's a little aluminum filter inside that acts like a bouncer at a club. It blocks the weak, low-energy X-rays that aren't strong enough to make it through to the sensor anyway. They would just add to your dose without helping the picture, so the filter gets rid of them. It's all about efficiency and safety.
So this brings us to the question I think we've all wondered about. If this is also safe for me, the patient, why does the dentist or the hygienist step out of the room?
Well, it all goes back to that ALARA principle, as low as reasonably achievable.
For you, it's one very small dose every so often. But think about your dental team. They might be taking dozens of these pictures every single day. So to keep their total exposure over a 30-year career as close to zero as humanly possible, they just step back a few feet, away from the tiny amount of radiation that scatters in the room. It's all about the long game for them.
Okay, so we've got the science, the safety rules, and the technology. But there is one more critical layer in this whole system of protection. And that last really important part is you.
You are an active partner in your own safety. How? Well, for starters, always give your dentist your complete medical history, and definitely let them know if there's any chance you might be pregnant. But probably the most important thing you can do, when they position your head and tell you to hold still, hold perfectly still. Because if you move, the picture gets blurry, and they have to take it again. And that means a second exposure that was totally unnecessary.
You know, this quote really gets to the heart of the matter. After all the physics and technology, the single biggest safety feature is the professional judgment of your dentist. It's their decision, based on your individual needs, that makes sure an X-ray is only ever taken when it is absolutely justified. So when you put it all together, the precise physics, the strict safety rules, the incredible technology, and the professional procedures, you have to ask, is the safety of a dental X-ray just a lucky coincidence, or is it something more?
Oh, it is absolutely by design. The safety you experience in that dental chair is the result of a conscious, carefully built, multi-layered system. It's like a shield, built from science, reinforced by technology, and guided by procedure. All of it working together to make sure that the amazing benefit of seeing the invisible comes with the lowest possible risk.